everybody. I am Dr. Marianne Pinkston, and welcome to The Better Life with Dr. Pinkston. I am back this morning to discuss another great topic for you. And we talk a lot about hormones. In my clinic, I talk a lot about hormones and the appropriate way to do hormone therapy. I have many, many years of training and a fellowship to prove that I feel like an expert. And I'm going to let Ray step in here in a few minutes and kind of back me up on that one. As always, I bring you every third week of the month, or every couple weeks in the month, I bring Ray Salano from Cedar Park, Texas, from PDLabs. And I welcome you in, Ray. Happy to see you again.
Well, thanks for having me as well. This is the important thing that we get together, we have some discussions on what the facts are in reality. Unfortunately, we're seeing we just came back from a health conference in New York City, and it's amazing the swell of information of practitioners that are doing things differently than they have ever done before. And what we're finding is many times people just don't have the freedom to talk openly and for discussions because there's two schools of thought out there. So unfortunately, we're talking about what's best for people's health because the consumers are really driving this. Yes. Now we see this over and over again, and they're very smart. I think the average education level of our patients is increased, tenfold in the last 20 years. Great. So they have access to medical information that, patients come into you and they're always, they're pinging you. They're giving you information. They say, what about this? What about this? Yes. Right?
Yes, always. And, the way that you and I have been doing this, we've been doing this for a very long time back when it really, really wasn't popular. And we have had to kind of roll against the tide and break some barriers. And I'm so proud that we have stuck with our ideals and stuck with what we believe is right, because now it's popular and we always knew it would be. But rolling against the tide isn't easy. And hormone replacement is one of those areas where I think there's still a huge barrier that needs to come down. And I think the public needs to know that there's a difference. There's kind of the pharmaceutical contemporary medicine side driven, testosterone popularity, cypionate and things that I usually don't use. And then there's the bioidentical side, which is very natural. And it's been around since the 1930s and before even, but that's when the technology really developed. And thousands of studies showing its efficacy and its safety. And there's just a huge divide right there. Why is there such a big divide between something that's so wonderful and something that's, eh?
Well, unfortunately, we see that anything that's good is open for abuse. Yeah. And that's really the problem. If you give a survey of the different hormones for men, and you say the word testosterone, right. Unfortunately, it links to default of three things: either you're a bodybuilder, or you have a sexual need to be able to raise testosterone. Right. That's it. Right. So unfortunately, insurance companies say that if you are post 50 years old, and did you realize more people who are over 50 is over 150 million people. And so we had the largest population post 50 that ever before. So if you're in that category, then you're using it to abuse and being a bodybuilder. Right. And if you look around lately, in men in their 50s and 60s, I don't see a lot of bodybuilders walking around. No,
I see a lot of fatigued men who want to bring a little bit of their oomph back and maybe muscularity back, or at least, drop a couple pounds, but feel better, look better, and have their zest for life back. I don't see anything wrong
and most of them are about 50 to 60 pounds overweight on top of it. So we definitely need to take one step at a time. So it's really important that we're seeing a tremendous amount of prostate problems with men. Right. And prostate problems are an excessive amount of estrogens. Yeah. and not enough testosterone. So it's the esterification of the males.
Right.
So we have all their males and females have a tremendous amount of estrogens. And I think you're going to be doing a seminar at our facility here in Cedar Park at our new facility at PDLabs on estrogen dominance. We're really excited about that because it's for men and women.
Yes.
Maybe that's because the chicken is the most popular protein now that maybe they have a little bit of estrogens in there.
Well,
who knows?
All the hormones. And estrogen is a good thing, but natural estrogen and the right type of estrogen, but too little or too much of anything, even if it's a good thing, is not right. But the estrogens that we're talking about and estrogen dominance are usually from products. It's from the external sources. It's not, or we overmake it because of some of those external sources, or because, we're getting overweight.
Overweight. So, we do a combination looking at the total person. And that's what we want to make sure, as opposed to rifle shooting and going to one thing at a time. And I think that's the reason why we got some controversy, is because hormones are all interact. We call it the symphony of balance. And you can't do one without the other. You can't, all your hormone, when you give exogenous levels of any hormone, you upset the balance. So you have to do it properly with balance. And that's what we are really understanding. The right dosage. Yes. Not a super physiological dose, but the normal dosage that your body has. And then over time, and this is the thing that people don't want to do, is they don't want to wait over time. They want to do instantaneous.
Right now.
So unfortunately, it has, side effects for that. So we want to make sure we do the smallest amount of drugs, whatever they are, that the body is able to absorb.
Right.
And so this is why we're doing some very innovative research in small dose therapy of testosterone, because many men need it for the proper prostate health. They also need it for the proper brain balancing, because their neurotransmitters are closely associated with mood elevation and mood depression.
Right.
So, unfortunately, we don't test 60-year-old men for testosterone levels if they're depressed. I think they should. Their hormone levels need to be normal, because it's all part of the equation.
Yeah, I find so many patients that come to me asking to be tested, and they ask me because their doctor is not testing them, even their urologist, even their endocrinologist, and for women, even their gynecologist. Nobody is testing it. It's like you said, 50 and over, that's it. It's natural for you to lose your hormones over time. No, that's the definition of aging. We're trying to fight aging. And so we want to get our levels back up appropriately, as you say. But, that's the big conundrum. Is it natural to lose your hormones? Is it not natural? I say it's not natural.
Well, and there's many ways to do it now. We've uncovered some unique formulas to nutritionals that increase your body's free testosterone to unlock some of the ones that are stuck into different categories of your body. So you have your body, the right nutrition, so your body makes more.
Right.
And at the same time, you may have a small amount of supplemental prescription items of testosterone as well. And what we just uncovered this last week, and we're going to, LaValle Performance Health in partnership with PDLabs is going to be offering a rapid testosterone test.
Amazing.
In 15 minutes. That's so exciting, is that because everybody wants to know their results right away. And the standard of care is, well, you have to go to a testing lab. We have to make an appointment. Right. They're not going to do it.
Yeah. And then wait for 2 weeks to get your results.
So we're going to make it very easy. It's going to be a screening device. It's not going to be a diagnostic. Sure. It's going to be a finger stick and with a blood spot. And in 15 minutes, we'll get some data, okay, in combination with you and you as a medical director for our facility. This is an investigational product. So we think the data is quite close. And I've talked to our practitioners. We want to know if you're at an order of magnitude off. So this is a neat way, convenience. In 15 minutes, we can be able to get predictive levels of where their testosterone are and see if they're a candidate for the next level. And I think that's important. It's all part of a big picture to determine if they're a candidate.
Absolutely. And so you have some very unique ways of treating testosterone too. Can we talk about that? I know you've been developing some things.
Exactly. We are the only innovative pharmacy of its kind of doing research like a small pilot lab pharmaceutical company in combination with Dr. Jim LaValle and Lipotech. We've been able to the compounds are drugs. Pharmacists are good at taking drugs, whatever they are, or nutraceuticals, and be able to give them in dosage forms that the body can absorb and the person can be able to tolerate.
Right.
If they don't like it, if it's uncomfortable, they're not going to do it. And everything that is, of course, insoluble is an injection. Yeah. Well, we're getting a little injection fatigue these days. And many men, there's topical forms and creams, and they definitely have its use. But we find that people that like to eat or chew or swallow something fast is their best route of administration. So we developed the solid state liposomal particle technology, LPT tablets, and we're rolling them out to drugs. And we've been having some enormous success in these testosterone LPT tablets.
Right.
And what we're finding is these chewable tablets, people just feel better. And that's really the interesting. I hear this all the time. Right. I just feel better. Yeah. So they get the positive results very quickly. And then we see their numbers increase at a very small, the dosage is very small, but we get a very positive incremental increase. So this is what we are. It's the Goldilocks routine. Just right. So that's what we're doing. And we really encourage people. We're going to be promoting this to patients with practitioners like yourself on a limited basis.
Right.
Requires a prescription. It requires a consultation because we want to gather data. With a drug that's been around for 50 years and be able to repurpose it and put it in dosage forms that people can absorb. So we're really excited about this. And hopefully when you come up and do your next seminar, we can roll this out.
Absolutely. I can't wait. That's going to be absolutely lovely. So in that too, your LPT technology, I know I take a couple of different things, your glutathione, your BPC, your synapsin, and things like that. So this is not the first product that you have had, that you've rolled out that's been successful. You have others.
But that's right. We had to wait until our new facility was built. We got a 7,500 square foot new facility in Cedar Park, Texas, over New Hope Road. And it is able to roll out these drugs. Yeah. Vasoactive intestinal peptide, testosterone are some of the drugs that we are looking for. And we're thinking about some weight loss opportunities shortly as well. So we have a very large pipeline of new products potential that we're investigating. Yeah. So we think this is a great launch for people because I talk to patients and they go, if there's something I can do that I don't have to do an injection, sign me up.
Right, exactly. We are getting injection fatigue. Very, very true. So I can't wait to see what happens there. So tell us a little bit about where we can find you and your new facility.
Check us out. Our pharmacy website is PDLabsRx.com. That's PDLabsRx.com. And our clinic is LaValle Performance, LaValle Performance.com. You can check us out and come by. And we have an open house on April the 12th.
Yes.
So everybody's invited. There'll be a party on the 12th and an educational lecture on the 13th on these new dosage forms. So we're going to be streaming this nationwide. But it's time is now to sign up because we have some limited seats available.
That's great. I'm so excited you're doing all of this, and I'm excited to be a part of it. So for those of you who want to catch any information about PDLabs, you can definitely go to their website, or you can go to mine, drpbetterlife.com. Ray and I have done this every month for over 2 years now. So you can go back and find all of our old shows and a lot of great information. We've talked about methylene blue, that's been a hot button. We've talked about a lot of different things. So please, drpbetterlife.com, come check it out. And then pdlabsrx.com. Also work with Trimix Gel for men. So since we're on Men's Health and we're talking about the Symphony.
No needles. No needles.
Yeah, you do the prescription for the Trimix Gel. So you can take a look at that. A lot of great sexual health things. The Pocket Rocket.
That's right. Our most popular items, pocket rockets. It brings a smile to everybody's face. It really does. And it's great. There's not many words that you could talk about and people just smile. So great.
That does bring a vision to your mind. It's funny because I see men in the evenings for PDLabs and we do the Trimix Gel prescriptions, and I talk about the pocket rocket. I tell these guys, I know that this was a bunch of guys with beer around a campfire that came up with that name. But it brings a smile to everybody's face. So sexual health, and then the Hormone Symphony that we're talking about. So we are going to take a short break and come back on the other side and talk a little bit more about men's health, testosterone, and PDLabs. And Ray and I'll be right back.
Hi, this is Ray Salano with your Healthy Choices Minute, sponsored by Prescription Dispensing Labs. New research has concluded that implementing dietary changes could prevent gut inflammatory processes involved in some chronic diseases. Modulation of your gut microbes through diets enriched with vegetables, legumes, grains, nuts, and a higher intake of plant over animal foods has a potential to prevent intestinal inflammatory conditions at the core of many chronic diseases. In short, the foods we eat in our dietary patterns have a major influence on our immune system that can cause many conditions we are suffering from today. Solution: try our OptiMeal shake. Our team has developed the best tasting, healthiest shake you've ever experienced to control blood sugar and to improve your gut. Start your day today with a healthy choice. Call us today at 888-909-0110 for a free sample of the OptiMeal shake. 888-909-0110. Remember, you have a choice in healthcare.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm Dr. Marianne Pinkston, back with Ray Salano from PDLabs, and we are talking about all things men's health. But you know what? There's not just men out there, there's women. And I think that when we look at the, as Ray said beautifully, the symphony of the body, that there are so many different things that play a role in feeling well and having good health and anti-aging. So things that we don't touch on enough as physicians, contemporary medicine, holistic medicine, or, functional or integrative, however you want to put it. There are, two great sides there. If we can just integrate the two together, I think the best world of medicine, the best health that we can give people are out there. That's something that we do. I do at my clinic and is done at the LaValle Performance Health Center with Jim LaValle and Ray and Jim Meyer and all those great people up there. So I know we talked about the rapid testosterone testing that you have, but you have some other tests that you do and some other things that we focus on that are just as important. What do you have?
Well, we teamed with a innovative new company called Spark Diagnostics, and Spark Diagnostics is rolling out these investigational test kits that we find to be the small cassettes that you may recognize from the COVID technology of COVID rapid tests, and this is some of the things that we're rolling out to have some positive effects and for prevention. And for some screenings. Right. And so that's what we are looking at. And, one of the things that we've always determined is that people that have low levels of vitamin D that are consistently in half of what the normal levels are open themselves up to so many disruptions in immunology, in their immune response, in their thyroid function, also their all of their receptors that against viruses.
Yes.
So it's the biggest step forward that I guess across all different belief methodologies, all different allopathic physicians. Everybody understands there is a need for proper vitamin D levels.
Absolutely.
And so, yes, we're finding that people are not outside very much. It's so funny. You go outside and you just look around and go, where are all the people?
Right.
Because nobody's outside. They're all inside. Yes. So if we spent 8 hours a day outside, we probably would get our vitamin D levels normalized but we don't see that. And It's really important to do it in the winter months.
And
as well. But
something else, and I'm so sorry, I know I interrupted you, but something else that vitamin D, I've recently taken a very close look at the vitamin D assists with, and that is increasing serotonin levels. So
yes,
with immune system, as you touched on, is very important. Weight loss. People don't realize how important vitamin D is to weight loss, but to anxiety and depression, vitamin D is uniquely linked because it helps to increase your serotonin levels. And so, and then that goes from there, osteoporosis and other issues that it prevents. So vitamin D is extremely important. It's another one of those tests too. You go into your doctor, you get your labs done, you wait a couple of weeks, nobody calls you back, or you don't follow up, or you can't because you're busy. And so, you learn several months later that you're incredibly vitamin D deficient, and everybody is. I've tested everybody in my clinic since probably 2000, I think 2003 or 2006 is when I started testing it, before it was popular. And I find maybe 2 people a year that have normal vitamin Ds. That's no lie.
And I myself, I've seen the same way. I get my levels back and I'm 12. I'm going 12.
Really?
You got to be kidding me. And so, yes, the question is, hey, well, do you take vitamin D? Well, I do, but I forget. What I find it's a struggle. Yeah. It's difficult to raise your levels up. Once you just don't, it takes some time. So I think it's really important for people to realize what their levels are and to do it fast.
Yes.
So that's why we partnered with the Spark Diagnostics and you and your office to offer a rapid vitamin D levels.
Yes.
And so this is a great way that we can do it in 15 minutes. We can get it with a blood spot. It's very simple. It's not a big blood draw, and it works. So this is what we'd like to be able to offer, and to be able to people to recognize what their vitamin D levels are.
Absolutely. So you did have an offer, though. You said for the folks up in the Austin Cedar Park area that they can come by and get a vitamin D level for free?
That's exactly. We're going to run a promotion. If you've heard our podcast or our radio, we'll offer a free test. Call us ahead of time so we can schedule it. But we want people to experience it. So this is what we're going to offer.
Absolutely. That's wonderful. Thank you, Ray. I know Alex is going to have our heads for doing this, but
well, you got to get people to realize that it's not that hard. It's an easy finger prick, and we'll be able to help you out. The kits will probably be on site in a couple of weeks, but just give us a call. The phone number is 512-219-0782 for our clinic. And our pharmacy number is 512-219-0724. And just give us a call. Check out our website, PDLabsRx.com or LaVallePerformance.com as well. And we'll definitely be able to help you out.
Absolutely. And again, you can go online and find all of Ray and I in our previous podcasts at drpbetterlife.com. And find out a lot more information, but there's some direct links there, and we will have some of this posted up, and very excited about it. So we've covered a few things. We still have 2 minutes, Ray, so covered a few things like testosterone and vitamin D. Is there anything else that you guys offer up there to include it? It can be included in that symphony of hormones. I know you've got your seminar coming up, which is very exciting, open house, all of that.
Well, it's the thing that we're really excited about is all of the problems with brain fog.
Right.
Where the synapsin nasal sprays are patented form of these special botanicals that are extracted from the ginseng molecule that are neuroprotective and also regenerative to the neurons. And this is backed by a tremendous amount of research.
Yes.
Ginsenoside R3 has been studied for many, many continents. You can check it out. But we've been able to put this in a form without a prescription that is chewable.
Right.
That is able to get rid of some of what our patients are telling us is wakefulness and feeling some cognition improvement. So this is something in a chewable form as well as in a nasal spray. So we want people to not settle for, but be able to try to get that vitality back, because all of us are getting a little bit older, but we don't want to settle for not feeling 100%. So take the plunge and check us out on the Synapsin chewables. And this is one of the things that people are really looking forward to, all these new innovative products.
And you have so many of them to choose from. We've covered a lot of them today. Ray, as always, thank you so much for being on and for supporting me. And PDLabsRx.com is where you can find all things Ray Salano and the LaValle Performance Health Center. You can also go to drpbetterlife.com and find out all of the previous shows and information. And we will be having Ray on again next month and continuing forward. Ray, thank you so much for joining me today.
Okay, thanks again. I look forward to seeing you.
Absolutely. Bye-bye, everyone.
All right, take care.